Just chilling? What's that? Oh, gotcha. Thanks. It's a nice H2. Oh, buddy.
Your inner white girl failed.
Oh, my boots that have to be replaced. So we're all hanging out at Bully's like we do every single month. We got the crew behind me. They're all making fun of me because I'm talking to myself basically, as you guys know. But yeah, we got a pretty good turnout today. Oh, hi. So I'm sure something that a lot of people want to know is, why did I choose the Aprilia RSV4? As a rider, I've been on a hunt for a bike that characteristically fits me. And although the 636 is amazing, and I would definitely own another 636, this Aprilia, per all the research that I did and interacting with these bikes and watching videos, and you guys know how this goes, I figured this bike would more likely than not be the bike that would probably fit me the best as a rider, almost on like a level of the bike being made for me. Now the 636 was amazing, but I don't want to compare the 636 to this. They're in totally different classes. I mean, the 636 is a middleweight, and this is a leader bike, as well as a race bike on top of that. So it really wouldn't be fair to compare them to each other. What I will say is this bike is jam-packed with features, electronics, all that good stuff. Is that one of the reasons why I bought the bike? Not necessarily. Again, I wanna put emphasis on bike characteristics. And by bike characteristics, I mean how the bike rides, who the bike was originally designed for, essentially, or why the bike was designed, what it was designed for, how heavy is the bike, how is the weight distributed in the bike, all of those things. Then we get to engine, brakes, suspension. So there are a lot of reasons why I chose this bike. Does it feel any different than a 600 class bike, than a middleweight bike? Yes and no. It depends on what type of rider you are, realistically. I guess I could say this much. The type of rider that I am, I'm not the guy who, per se, enjoys doing wheelies. I'm not the guy who likes going 0 to 100 from a stoplight. That's not the type of rider I am. I do love to carve canyons. I do love mountains. I love twisties. I'm more of, I guess you could say, the aspiring track rider. I'm the guy that if I had a track closer than 6 hours from me, I would be at the track as much as I could. I would probably never ever ride on the street. I would say a 600 class bike, or I'll just say the 636, the way that I've been riding this bike since I purchased it, I ride it just like the 636. I've already taken it up Geiger a couple times, didn't beat the crap out of it, just enjoyed it. So to me, power-wise, I'm still riding the bike like it's a 600. However, I am completely aware that this is not a 600, and I am completely aware of the capabilities that this bike has. In fact, just going up Geiger the other day, this bike takes corners way smoother than I was taking corners on my 636. In a way, I almost feel like I'm on rails. So in that moment, my brain is saying, give it a little more throttle. You can push this bike. You know, go a little bit faster. You're not going that fast. That's what my brain is wanting to do. Or maybe that's one part of my brain wants to do that. And then the logical side of my brain says, listen, dumbass, you know what's going to happen if you push this bike, especially on the street. So let's not talk about power. Let's get out of that. Let's talk about handling and control. Suspension. This bike handles, thus far, just like a 600 class bike, if not better. The head on this bike is so light, it is so stable, it is so smooth. It's amazing. I can't even begin to describe it to you guys. If you've never ridden an RSV4, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. The characteristics of this bike are so different than so many other bikes on the market. This is one of those things where some of us, myself included in this, we buy bikes for the characteristics of the bike so that it matches us as a rider. And I believe very deeply in my heart that I have found the bike that's going to match me as a rider. I have a lot of learning to do with this bike, but it doesn't scare the shit out of me. But I'm going to tell you this much. There are a lot of people out there that have been riding motorcycles longer than I have. There are people out there with track experience and all kinds of crazy experience that look at these bikes and have ridden these bikes and said, no effing way. And again, I think it comes down to who we are, who I am as a rider, or you are as a rider, when it comes to owning a bike like this. With great power comes great responsibility. That's something to really consider if you're looking to buy a bigger bike. Now, just running out and buying a leader bike is one thing, but running out and buying a leader bike that's built from the factory as a race bike, it would be insane to just run out and buy a bike like this if you had no idea what you were getting into. This bike is packed with so many features that are designed to help experienced riders become better riders. Yeah, can they help the novice rider? Can they prevent the novice rider from getting in over their head? It certainly can, but also the features on this bike can do the exact opposite of that. They can definitely put a rider in over their head very quickly. So why did I buy this bike? I mean, do I really need to give a reason? No matter what reasons I give as to why I bought this bike, no one will really understand, because we're all different riders. We're all different people. And the reasons that I ride or I pick a bike, although they may be similar to many of you guys and gals out there, they're still going to be unique to me.